Good afternoon to you, Thuto, and to Tsheli as well. Thank you so much for making the time to chat with us today. Tsheli, I want to start off with you, please. For the benefit of our viewers at home, can you quickly just run us through the event that's scheduled for the 9th of August, which also happens to be Women's Day?
Great. The event on the 9th of August, thank you very much for having us, is to climb the height of Mount Everest, which is 8,848 meters, and to do this on our indoor bikes. And it's a challenge every cyclist. And the reason we chose to do it on the 9th of August is to celebrate Women's Day, since we have 3 women, and also since we are raising funds for mothers and their children who have experienced gender-based violence. And we thought that the saying, "Watinta bafazi, watimbo godu," we would also just strike this mighty rock called Everest.
Talking about the funds, I quickly want to move over to you, Thuto. Of course, you are using your NPO Kumukai raise funds for the Bethany Home. So what exactly are you going to be using these funds for these ladies and their children? What is your target? For our viewers who are watching as well, where do they contribute? Where do they go? How do they go about to contribute?
Okay, thanks for that. So the funds will be, all the funds that we will be raising will be donated to Bethany Home, as you've mentioned. And the funds will be used to assist the home in, fixing a lot of the structural damage that's currently there, putting in new carpets, new painting, etc., just to make the place a little bit more livable. We've set up a Back a Buddy page where you can go and make your donations. It's www.backabuddy.co.za/Kumukahi. Our target is 30,000 rands, and to date we've managed to raise about 23,000 rand. So we've still got a little ways to go.
Okay, so you actually sounds like you might have a chance of actually exceeding that target. So come the 9th of August, I'm going to stay with you, Thuto, when the 3 of you go ahead and ride. I understand we can actually join you. So if we do want to join you using the Zwift app, how do we go about doing that? Do we have to, apply somewhere before the 9th of August?
Yeah, of course. So, Nicole, you would need to have a Zwift account, which is a virtual app. And once you've got this app, you'll be able to join us by just either looking for our names via the app and joining us on the ride. As Tsheli mentioned, we'll be climbing out the Zwift 8.5 times. So at any point, you'll be able to join us and ride along with us. That's the beauty of virtual.
There are some perks, yes, that have come with COVID-19. Tsheli, I want to go back to you, please, because you mentioned gender-based violence earlier, and this is the other pandemic that our president has previously referred to when he has addressed our nation, which he's also doing this evening. Yet our country is not doing enough to ensure that we eradicate this pandemic called gender-based violence. If you were sitting with the president right now, maybe he's actually listening while he's preparing to speak to us tonight, what is it that you think we need to do as a country to deal with gender-based violence more sternly as we should?
One of the things that I would say to the president is that this is a problem that affects everyone. It is not just something for women and to be addressed by women. And what I would say is that we need to pay attention right from the onset of if a woman is simply slapped, and that is not just an incident that shouldn't be attended to. From that moment, the abuse should be attended to, including psychological abuse, because that is where it starts before it escalates to full-on assault. We shouldn't wait for women to die or for women to be homeless in order to address this.
Tsheli, that is quite right. We shouldn't have to wait for that. We shouldn't have to wait for the likes of Tsheli and Ria and Thuto as well to put their hand up before the President does. Now, back to COVID-19. Of course, it has come with a lot of challenges. And since you do have this target of yours that you want to raise X amount of funds, when you're done with the event come the 9th of August, can we still go ahead and contribute? Because, of course, Bethany Home will still require these funds even after the 9th of August.
Yes, absolutely. You can still continue and contribute after the 9th of August.
Open till the end of August. We are also open to donations in terms of toiletries and any old clothing that people are willing to give up. You know, with spring coming up, it's an opportune time to sort of declutter because the ladies and their children would much welcome old clothing for donation as well.
Thank you so much for that. We're going to have to leave it there for now. That is Thuto and Tsheli who's joining us ahead of their ride, which is taking place on Women's Day on the 9th of August. And, of course, they are looking to raise funds for Bethany Home, which does cater for women and their children.